Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Introduce me, Octavia Hardianti. Today, the affirmative team will argue comments in social media should be protected by free speech. Okay, I begin. Everyone does have the right to speak verbally or in writing, both through print and electronic media, but in issuing an opinion must pay attention to religious values, decency, order, public interest, and state integrity, and subject to applicable law. So someone who comments on social media is not prohibited, but in this case, you must be more careful and look at the prohibited and restricted profession. For this reason, it is necessary to pay attention to the choice of word and the manner of delivery when commenting on social media. To convey their aspiration, citizens need public speech that is able to become a forum for their opinion on social media and social issues. An example, in social media, the public can directly provide ideas, opinion, and criticism. The right to freedom of opinion in the public sphere, I will debate about how social media and comment on social media. In this role, social media today has built a great force in shaping pattern of behavior and various fields in human life. Social media is now an effective place to express opinion freely, express various forms of public complaint, and become something that must be owned by everyone in modern time like today. Social media acts as a forum to enable the wider community to express their opinion, both positive and negative. We as users of social media or the internet, also called netizen, must understand very well that every action that will cause legal consequence and social implication, such as opinion or issue and opinion, which smells negative on social media, will have legal consequence. Indonesia, as a country that upholds the democracy, freedom of opinion is included in freedom in social media. That's why people who are commenting on the life of other people on social media will fall under the critique of free speech. For example, there are many cases that occur related to social media, such as netizens who issues hard work against other parties, causing a sense of displeasure over the party that felt aggrieved, resulting in criminal penalty. One of the disadvantages when commenting is cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is not unusual anymore in this day and age. Cyberbullying itself is an act of bullying that occurs in cyberspace, providing comments that are lacking or even inappropriate, leaving blasphemous word in the comment column, and teasing people on the internet now are common in the name of freedom of speech. Not a few people who experience adversity or depression eventually commit suicide just because case is the Korean artist Sully, who is an ex-member of FX. He was found to have committed suicide at this residence and allegedly commit suicide due to depression due to netizen bad comments about her. Freedom of opinion must think about many factors, whether offending society, does or opinion contains sarah or racism. This needs to be considered because if it is wrong, instead of being something positive, but triggering cons, especially on social media, all can be spread quickly. In Indonesia, freedom of opinion on social media is still confusing because there is no clear law governing freedom of opinion, especially on social media. Therefore, freedom of opinion on social media is still said to be free but bound. Free and bound here means that every netizen has the right and freedom to express their opinion on social media um, as long as no one feels disadvantaged. But if the person feels disadvantaged, the person can file a complaint for defamation. So in this case, our freedom of opinion is limited. As human beings who have a conscience, we should be able to provide constructive opinion, criticism, and suggestion, not by delivering hateful comment or opinion and inappropriate word. Therefore, we as good netizens must understand the word that we will issue in public. Be netizen who issues opinion freely and responsibly. That is all my opinion about comment and social media should be protected by free speech. I will finish until here. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce me Octavia Hardianti. Before we present our argument, the negative team will oppose the definition given by the affirmative speaker. We argue that this definition is not realistic and instead we must define the topic correct and really. First, I will define what social media. Social media is an online media with its user can easily participate, share, and can create content in the form of blog, social network, wiki, forum, and the virtual world. Blog, social network, and wiki are the most common form of social media used by people throughout the world. Another opinion says that social media is online media that supports social interaction, and social media itself uses web-based technology that can turn communication into interactive dialogue. Social media has now built a great force in shaping behavior, pattern, and various files in human life. This makes the function of social media is very large. That function of social media include the following. 1. Looking for information, news and knowledge. Social media contain a myriad of information, news, knowledge and the latest news. Even the information is more quickly spread through social media than electronic media as television. 2. Online communication. By using social media or social networking, everyone can communicate online such as chatting, news notification, and invitation. Communication in social media is more effective than through mobile calls or SMS. 3. Online interaction of fellow friends because it is indeed a media that is used for social and public use. Various online activities can be carried out here. Online interaction from one person to another. This social interaction can be in the form of status update, making comments, adding new friends, and others. Besides having this function, social media can also be a place for the community to express their aspiration through the comments column profile. Freedom of information and expressing opinion are the right of every citizen because it is a basic right for a human as part of the state. This right must be fulfilled and protected from various stakeholder intervention. The affirmative team state that many netizens use harm word to other parties, resulting in criminal penalties, and the Suli ex-member FX case commit suicide due to netizen comments. In my opinion, it is not the fault of the netizen who comment, but indeed he was the one who deliberately made mistake. Even though our opinion as a wider community can be a social control, especially to discuss government performance. But in this case, the community seemed silent to argue, especially in millennial times. At present, the public is prohibited from from citizen, each person action, and that clearly violates human rights, namely freedom of opinion. This is contained in the 1945 Constitution, Article 28E, Paragraph 3, which contains everyone has the right to freedom of association, assembly, and expression. In Indonesia, there are often cases of human rights violations issuing opinion. Even experts want everyone to express their opinion freely. John Stuart Mill once cited, "The wider the freedom of expression is open in a society of civilization, the society of civilization will be more advanced and developed." Meanwhile, according to Nirwan Dewanto, freedom of expression is a means to express opinion. It means to reach the truth, every individual must compete this opinion as a millennial generation. Opinion is inherent in today, where freedom of speech is made easier. Given that we live in an era of advanced and developing technology, all can be easily conveyed using a lot of media. And if we pay attention, this becomes important. Society, especially teenagers, must be aware of the importance of freedom of speech. In this era, a lot of social issues that we need to raise and convey to the wider community. If the public does not express their opinion, then the very important issues will be submerged by the simple step of writing opinion on social media in order to reach the wider community. Freedom of opinion is the right of all people, where someone can express opinion freely without any restriction except to spread hatred and racial intolerance. So if it does not spread hatred and racial discrimination, it's fine to comment. Meanwhile, comment can also provide actual information about our surrounding, even experience or observation of something. It is all part of basic human rights, which is obligatory for anyone to respect it. Although it is very bitter and spicy to read, bitter and spicy is only in our perception. The reader is an observer and a listener. If we comment in angry, the message of anger can be conveyed in the hope that it can be corrected so as not to cause further injury or even the unexpected injury of others. Freedom of opinion on social media, for me, is one thing that is very subjective. Everyone has their opinion on things that appear on social media, then everyone has the right to express their opinion. Therefore, it helps us minimize the undesirable things by avoiding comments that spur division such as politics. Then is expressing opinion, we need to know the information in advance so that we can comment clearly and direct. So the things that we convey are not only for opinion but also can educate problem and even provide solution. Delivering good comment, delivering in a way and language that is good and polite. One is not recommended to submit comment in as undesirable manner so as not to trigger conflict. Therefore, we must be wise and careful in writing or commenting on social media. At least we need to know and realize the consequence of what has been done. So far, there is nothing to fear in freedom of opinion and comment, but still need to be careful, objective, and polite so as not to miscomment. However, eventually all return to each individual who has their own intellect and thoughts. Will we continue to leave comments that only contain blasphemy and one build up others? Or will we start trying to give criticism and suggestion in a more human and more polite manner? Let us hope that we can form more constructive freedom of speech for the future of our generation, the more positive opinion that are given to the community. Let us hope that we can form more constructive freedom of speech for the future of our generation. The more positive opinion that are given to the community, the better chance for the wider community. The public is more familiar with the issue, and of course, the younger generation of Indonesia is increasingly clever in opinion. That is all my opinion. I will suffice until here. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.